name's Peter Sanders. I'm an architect and town planner. 81 years old. I've been practicing as an architect for most of my life, since my early 20s up until about a few years ago, but I'm still dabbling in small things such as sculpting, painting. I studied at Melbourne University and did architecture, then town planning. And I started practicing, in fact, when I was a student, working, doing a little bit of work on the side as well as studying. So it's really over that period, from the period when I graduated in 1962, right up until about 10 or 15 years ago. After graduating, I went overseas for about 3 years and worked in various countries. In India for a few months, for about 6 months. I worked in UK for about a year, and then a couple of years in Sweden. But after I came back, I started my own practice and did a few little residential jobs and minor work. And then, by luck or good fortune, I landed quite a big job in Toorak. It's called the Track Centre, which was quite a large multi-purpose building with offices, cinema, cabaret area, shops, parking. So that really launched me off into the practice. It's like most professions, there's a lot of really hard slog where you have deadlines to meet, and when you're working under pressure. So that's the downside of it. It's sort of, I suppose, 10% full-on enjoyment and 90% hard work. The things, I suppose, that make me different are probably more things of emphasis. I've been, for example, very interested, particularly in the later years of my practice, in environmental issues of designing buildings that were responsive to the climate and energy efficient and so on. But also, I think right through my practice, I tried to relate as closely as I could to the clients. And that was, in fact, one of the most enjoyable parts of the practice anyway, because you meet some extraordinary people. So I'd put that as one of the things where maybe I try a little bit harder than other architects and maybe more successful than a lot of other architects. And one of the ones that I really enjoyed and I think turned out very well was quite close to here, a centre for Aboriginal people. It's in fact a community health centre. And it was interesting because some of the female people who were working in the thing did a traditional Aboriginal painting fitting within that. And I gave them a range of colours, which were the traditional colours. And we had a laser cut floor made from vinyls, which were laid in that traditional pattern. So that's a big thing, 30 or 40 metres long by about 10 metres wide. That was part of that building. It was a very interesting one. It still works well. That was, maybe 30 years ago. This building we're in at the moment used to be my office, and I purchased it about 35 years ago. It was an old warehouse, and then thought, well, that would make a good house. So about 4 years ago, we converted it to a house, which we're very happy with. It's a very good position, close to the city, and it's good to do a building for yourself because A, you know what you want, and B, you know how to do it, and it's also a chance to experiment a bit with a few fun things, a few interesting things. One of the challenges, I suppose, was getting sufficient light into the building because it only had fairly small buildings, and north is from behind me, and one of the things I did to make it a bit more dramatic and also to get better sunlight was to put a glass wall at the top of the building. It's interesting to look back and think, what would I have done differently? And of course, in hindsight, you'd always do a lot of things differently, but I'd repeat them, I think. I would have done a lot of things very similar. As well as professional life, I've had a very fortunate experience with lots of terrific friends and family. And the profession has been really good. And what we do now is terrific. Being retired opens up a lot of possibilities for travel and doing things at a more relaxed pace. So looking back, I'd say it's been good. I wouldn't want to change very much.